YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's very different video on YouTube, and it's another one of those stupid dumbass raccoon videos, and I always keep on saying this, before I should always straightforward, from now on, as I'm straightforward, looking at videos like this, I need to throw up a warning here in this video, that warning, this video contains images, lights, and sounds which may disturb some viewers. And also, in the form of these types of warnings that are often implemented in these types of videos of late. Yes, I don't know why. I feel like I've been, running out of ideas. And again, it's another one of Otis Beer Streams videos. And also, get ready for a very high risk of something that is very toxic and very deadly to this whole video. Because basically, yes, I've been already very toxic to this person for a very long period of time. And as always, it's going to be another one of these stupid dumbass raccoon videos, because it always seems to happen like this every Wednesday. I mean, last week that happened on Monday, didn't it? And I mean, that was just freaking temporary, okay? Why the hell is Beer always seems to do those stupid dumbass raccoon, streams? Is that really part of his job? And in fact, if I actually had a look at one of these stupid Brock the Investigator gameplays they did, I don't know, I should have said done, or did, obviously, that would have made sense, didn't I? Yes, my internal storage is about 58 gigabytes, but luckily enough, my tablet has only got at least about 43 gigabytes. So in this case, hey, I'm off the straightforward, clear off as much history as I can, because it feels like that, hey, all of a sudden I feel like, you know what? I'm just straightforward wasting my time just blabbering onto the site. And in the end, I'm just straightforward one of these people who deserves a very good freaking rest. And there's actually quite a lot of announcements here. Yes, actually the high risk is that there might actually be some various comments that might relate into certain countries around the world that might be very offensive. Either it's racism, ethnicity, religionism, basically upsetting other people within a different background, as in like a different age, a different type of sex, like, or let's just say gender, let's just say sexism, people who are, let's just say, homosexual as well. Basically, all these attributes are, they're pretty much illegal in the YouTube community guidelines. Now, one thing I've noticed in these types of videos, as always, as per usual, with Otis Beer always seemingly having the tendency to swear 30 to 40% throughout the rest of his, well, basically 80% of his streams, whenever he swears, or should I just say 90%, because obviously that would have made total sense. I mean, maybe about 85 to about, 90% of it, that's very, very deadly. Because obviously, the amount of swearing that I seem to hear so much, every time when he does these types of videos on YouTube, and also Twitch, it really grinds my gears. And yes, I can say PISS. But do I really want to straightforward say it? Or else it's going to really, upset the YouTube community guidelines? I know there's been lots and lots of, troublesome streamers and troublesome YouTubers already online. And basically, as sad as it sounds, and I know, I've already got autism, and I'm straightforward diagnosed with that stupid diagnosis of mine. Well, I shouldn't say it, because that's part of my uniqueness, Whoever is pretty much neurodiverse has to really learn on the fact that we must accept other people's differences, okay? So basically, people from another country, people with a different accent, people who have the tendency to speak in various different languages, which is, of course, the most intelligent thing since sliced bread, which is not a language, but hey, strange enough, I just feel like I just don't even give a damn about what I'm about to say here, because, okay, so without even warning, the game he's actually playing is a PlayStation VR game on the PS4. It's called Groundhog Day, like father, like son. Now, I don't know what this game is literally going to be all about. Now, I'm pretty sure who knows about Groundhog Day. I have pretty much have heard about the film. Very much so. It seems like that Otis Beer is very fascinated by looking at all of this stuff. I don't know how appropriate or inappropriate he looks. It's just a bit weird seeing Chris Pratt and Mario and live-action Zelda CGI stuff, and Wallace and Gromit and Smiling Friends. I mean, does this really have to be part of... Okay, that's him. I just saw Otis Beer with Okay, so if you would have remembered that Brock the Investigator first part video that I actually heard about, in fact, you know the first part of Brock the Investigator? No, it was actually the fourth part. I actually made some various derogatory complaints about the fact that, yes, oh, is that Stuart Ashens? And I've actually heard that Ashens is not doing a stream this week, so bit disappointed so far, just to combat this. Yeah, of course! Thanks, Ashens. This is how I basically portray when he's actually been straightforward plagiarised in the stream by... There you go, there's Ashens right here. And I don't know what to really say, but hey, I feel like, you know, things like this to me, it's very edgy in the fact that, you know, when it comes into bits of media like this being shown on videos like this on YouTube, it just becomes very, very... not just insane, but it also becomes very dangerous. What I'm saying is that the YouTube algorithm, I have to say this, you know, it feels like today, it feels like the YouTube algorithm system is straightforward very, very bad, and same with Twitch. Even though I could honestly say, hey, Twitch is already bad of late. When it comes into, you know, let's just say, how could you allow people who can swear at the same time? You've also got these community guidelines and just... Oh, Otis Beer, dressed up as Beetlejuice. I know somehow, but, you know one thing I could have done? I could have just basically, did the most simplistic thing by just having to, pretty much display Otis Beer, the VTuber, the raccoon dumbass person. Okay? I always keep on saying he's a dumbass raccoon, but that's actually, not always the case. That's actually not true. Where is this? Is that the NEC? Okay, so... I think that's the Frozen image. Not Disney Frozen, but that's actually just a stunt of... Is that from the NEC? I can't really remember where that place is. The National Exhibition Centre. Okay, that's Robotnik Strut. How weird is that for an animation idea? But anyways, I'm going to straightforward speak very loudly here because obviously... Who knows about that? Because if I remember last week, I think it was on a Monday, obviously... There it is. There's the goddamn raccoon that we all seen tonight. It's Otis Beer! God damn it, you! He always seem to appear like this. And what's even more strange is that because he's doing a virtual reality game, it seems like that. Yes, he's got the virtual reality headsets. He's also got the PlayStation Move controllers, which look like a freaking knockoff of a what's the Nintendo console? The Wii? Obviously, he needs to take a Wii because guess what? These streams are nothing but rubbish! But you know what's very good rubbish? I might show it to you later on as I'm straightforward blabbering in this part of the video of like. So yes, that's how I really... Almost looks very 80s, like a vaporwave type thing, obviously. Anyway, so in that case, hey, it almost feels like... I don't know what to really say. But, yes, it is, of course, the Groundhog Day, like Father Loves, like Son game. It's basically like a video game adaptation. Oh, look, there's Otis Beer! Oh, you just swore. Okay, so basically Otis Beer swore, and yes, we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Why does this have to be a complete, well, let's just say, spoiler? I just don't know why... Okay, is this supposed to be a spoiler alert or what? Zootropolis 2? Or Zootopia 2? I don't know how people would call the damn franchise. Everyone loves furries, obviously, and same with Otis Beer. Obviously, he's a freaking furry. Honestly, I could say, some really horrible things to furries. You know, it seems like, as a young person, it feels like that I can do things in the way I feel like, wow, is that Gary the Snake? And there's Judy, is that Judy Hopper? And who's the fox's name? I forgot his name here. Obviously, I feel like I've got 0 IQ for Zootropolis or Zootopia, even though I have heard about the franchise itself for a very long period of time. But anyways, yes, I'm going to straightforward blabber at this top of the video here, because basically, yes, it almost feels like, hey, guess what? It almost feels like I haven't got that much stuff to really say, but hey... How the hell do I even know about a YouTuber like me doing all of this complete crap by just blabbering right on top of someone else's stream? And hopefully this will be a very much more longer type blabbering as I'm going around here. I'm not sure how good or bad as I'm blabbering around here. It obviously feels like that Otis B has been doing a touring around type thing. I don't know. That's just who I am. I haven't seen Predator, Night of the Apocalypse. Where was this in? Oh, it's like some sort of weird animated film. Zootropolis 2 Bus, you dumbass. Honestly, I could say some really bad and really awful, horrible things. I could really straightforward desire on saying things, but then to me, who knows? Maybe YouTube could potentially block me for actually. You know, one thing I've actually realized. You know, every time when I just see Otis Beer's face, I always seem to feel like, am I doxing this person? I feel like, it's almost like, let's just say, doxing a person online on YouTube or Twitch is basically a little bit like, if I'm doxing a person, well, maybe that's just what it's, I think there's just so many people I've actually had I feel like I'm actually in trouble now because basically, there's actually quite a few people. Yes, these are nice puppets, but the not nice thing I really want to straightforward refer to is that apart from these puppets looking really, really great, is that from the NEC? I don't know if that is from the NEC and that sort of stuff like that, to be honest. Right, honestly, so okay, so I don't know what to really say, but it felt like, hey. Okay, I don't think I've ever been to the NEC like this before of late, but this was what was going on here. And let me just blabber on. Okay, so, on the subject of doxing, yes, I had quite a few. In fact, I've actually just gone through a complete number of run-ins of being reported of actually doxing myself and also doxing other people. And I noticed that I've been doxing Otis Beer for a long period of time. And obviously, I feel like thank goodness he didn't swear. He did say the word funny and not the other F word. Thank goodness for that. The word funny is acceptable, but the F word, nah. Not at all. But anyway, so yes, as I'm actually just going to straightforward speak over right on top of this video here, I don't know, I'm pretty sure if Otis Beer keeps on seeing all of this crap, keeps on showcasing all of this crap, like, I'm sort of thinking, if he keeps on showing all of this complete BS, like, I'm sort of thinking, can you just stop being out of context for me, please, Otis Beer? Who knows about that? Because obviously all that Halloween, the Halloween streams that I did, they were just absolutely BS. In fact, they were just purgatory as hell. Because obviously Otis Beer just made some very, very dumb assholey live streams. They were just so freaking long. Now, the other stream I needed to straightforward move out of is, I think it's the second part of Brock the Investigator. Now, basically, as I'm recording this video, I've actually decided to record, well, wait, it says 2019's most surprising VR game. Why has this been really, really great? I don't even give a damn about this, but I have actually watched the film Groundhog Day. Very fantastic film, very amazing film in so many levels. It's wonderful. I've actually seen Groundhog Day like a couple of times, and it's wonderful. Okay, you just swore, and I just hope you didn't say, there you go! Ernest Bear! Okay, I have the jump cut here because I feel like I've been indoctrinated by Otis Beer's blabbering, but who knows? I think this time I was straightforward blabber on about the rest of this whole game and that sort of stuff like that too. So yes, as it's of course the Groundhog Day, like father, like son sort of stream, I'm not sure what this is. So basically it's 3 p.m. in America at the moment here, or is it 2 p.m.? I can't really remember. I'm pretty sure it's 3 p.m. in the United States. Because obviously, if you straightforward extrapolate about 5 hours later, well, then you'll be in the UK. I think that's where Otis Beer is doing all these stupid, dumbass live streams. Yes, we've got some bad language, some sex involved, and I think that's what this game is literally all about. So be prepared. And yes, I actually did say that this is actually going to be a very dangerous sort of game. And actually, I didn't realize it's age 16, Peggy 16. So yes, images, lights and sounds, and also some sexual suggestive content, inappropriate language, hateful content is also going to be involved in it too, as I might probably say something that's very, well, let's just say dangerous and very toxic to the site. And I feel like this is actually straightforward becoming, a little bit different. And I'm sort of thinking my YouTube channel is not exactly the same as I used to do. Back then I used to do toy reviews, and back then I used to do like other stuff. Back in 2018 and 2019 and also 2020, there were, I'll probably say when I was at home, there was none of this crap. None of this complete BS. Okay, so what I'm referring to is that, before all of this stunt, all of this publicity of just me basically, let's just say I've been, I'm just sort of thinking if I would have been very, very toxic towards this guy here, Otis Beer, like, how in the hell am I going to be straightforward doing a video, in the future when I've got this guy who's actually doing some live streaming? And the other thing is, why did Otis really bring the raccoon into his stream? I don't even give a damn about why Otis... I'm sort of thinking, this VTuber, as a fun fact, came out just pretty much a year, just basically, when was this? I think it was March 2023. And remember, that actually was about 6 or possibly 7 months ago, just after the Queen died, right? When the Queen actually died, and guess what? And when the King took over in his role and ascended as being part of the royal family, and guess what? Otis Beer made a raccoon avatar. He made the stupid, dumbass raccoon as a result just after, guess what really happened? The Queen freaking died. Yes. Everyone remembers the Queen. Obviously, as I'm saying, Queen Elizabeth II. Obviously, she passed away. Obviously, that creature is basically the complete signature of what has just happened from like the last 6 or 7 months. And even though, with that being said, Otis Beer never ever had a freaking raccoon avatar right over sometime in 2022. And basically, Otis Beer streams, if I would have remembered or mentioned so far from a long period of time, he would have straightforward created his account sometime around... I'm actually sort of thinking, let's go back to Otis Beer streams and see when did he actually start. Now, the one problem I've never ever noticed is that when was Otis Beer released? The Melamario 720. Like, I'm sort of thinking, when did he create his streams? Would I say 2018, 2017, or 2016? Was that the time when, let's just say, welcome to Punk Sanity, or Punk's Tutorni. I don't know how you pronounce his name, because, can you just stop being out of context? Otis Beer! No more out of context! Alright, okay, I'm just gonna straightforward, yes, there's all the warnings here, and yeah, talking about virtual reality and that sort of stuff, yes. Okay, so yes, there's all this warning, jargon reading right here, which talks about, yes, that's Otis Beer. Okay, I can just see you, but obviously, I can just see his face, but obviously, yes. Oh, you just swore. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm doxing Otis Beer with a VR, with the VR headset, and again, I think that's one of the few things I'm doing something okay. I think all these clips have been straightforward, lasting for about a few minutes or so. I'll just straightforward keep it as long as I can. So, right, okay, so I feel like I'm doxing Otis Beer again. Every time when I'm straightforward, oh no, what is going on there? Oh no, what is going on with this? What is going on here? A possible ban of Vader monitoring? Oh no. I don't want to straightforward think about... Us! Who knows about that? But yes, it feels like... I don't know what to really say, but hey, there's actually quite... Oh wow, okay, I'm just going to turn it down from the time being here. Right, I'm just going to straightforward leave it like so, because obviously I don't want Otis Beer to just straightforward use profanity and swearing and that sort of stuff like that. Yes. Okay, so I'm actually experiencing quite a totally different live stream. It looks like there's no arms. Right, so honestly, as I'm actually ranting in this part of the video here, because obviously I do have to rant, because obviously this is how I've been straightforward doing this for a long period of time. And yes, one of the more successful months was July of 2025, because basically Otis Beer didn't do anything, and that was actually excellent, because obviously Otis Beer didn't do he didn't actually need to do any live streaming during July of 2025, and that was actually much better. Okay, he has actually done it for like 6 weeks, and that's great. Oh wow, it looks like someone has banned a complete right. It seems like a Python Blue. Okay, I'm just wondering that I'm just hoping Otis Beer should not say there you go. Sorry for me ranting about this. But anyways, let me just straightforward blabber right over at the top. And we're gonna straightforward make some very clear announcements from today of late, because obviously, yay, if I didn't make any announcements, well, who knows? Maybe I could just straightforward say something that is just really, really bad or really, really bad. I don't know what to really say, but I am just one of these few people who likes to straightforward raid this complete VTuber on Twitch. I don't know. Okay, so yes, as I said before, my intentions are basically ranting against Otis Beer Streams has already been, it's already been a thing for a long period of time. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, basically, I've been ranting about this for a long period of time. But I'm sort of thinking, yes, okay, so I've got a lot of stuff to cover up within Otis Beer Streams, there's things like that and stuff like that too. If I do get really mad, well, I'll just straightforward move on to something else, and that's it. Just after, and I'm sort of thinking if I get really mad when I hear Otis Beer saying there you go, or there we go, I'll just move on to something else. And actually, as I'm making this video, I'm actually currently working on delayed uploads or delayed videos, so no new videos are straightforward being made apart from these ones, which is of course the Otis Beer Streams type videos, which should actually be uploaded from the time being. Hey, you know what, I feel like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like, you know what, hey, making delayed videos and delayed uploads is a much more better thing, and I'm actually going to be straightforward doing it throughout the rest of December of 2025, because this is actually something I really want to straightforward blabber as part of the video, because obviously I want to try and make some very clear and rigorous announcements that I got to really straightforward say before I start to get really, really toxic all over in the place. Without even letting out a saying, there you go, there we go, the whole time! Right? Because obviously, who even gives a damn about Otis Beer saying, there you go, there we go? Or even in this case, Otis Beer saying saying stuff that is very out of context. Okay? I don't even give a damn about how he says that. Okay? But anyways, I'm going to straightforward leave it as it is, because obviously, let's move on to what I'm going to say here. So yes. Okay, I feel like, yes. Okay, before I should straightforward talk about the announcement so far. So yes, I feel like I've been doxing around with Otis Beer Stream so much, and clearly, as skeptical as this sounds, I'm sort of thinking it might probably last for about 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours, or even let's just say 3 or 3.5 hours. I'm just kind of very skeptical, because actually, if I look at Otis Beer Streams, looking at the schedules, what really seems to spook me a lot, I think, let's just say the usual, okay, we're going to advertisement right here. Right. Okay, so Otis Beer is basically live. Now, as you may have witnessed, most, if not all, of these Otis Beer streams, they usually seem to last from 8 o'clock to about midnight. Now, that's actually not the case, because it might be later than midnight or earlier than midnight, so I've actually discovered that some of his streams, if I go up towards videos, and yes, if I have a look at, okay, so the other videos he has uploaded, he has actually got rid of, what's that video that he made? Is that Psychonauts? I think it was Psychonauts and the Rombers of Ruin, that's what it was called, I think at that time being. Basically that ran for about 2.5 hours. But, oh, you just swore! Okay, I have to jump cut so many times because Otis Beer just keeps on swearing the goddamn, oh my gosh, why, Otis? You have to swear right in front of my freaking face! Why? Okay. Right, let me just go ahead and straightforward have a look at Otis Beer Stream's YouTube channel again. I feel like I'm straightforward doing something that is just very highly inappropriate, and I feel like that's just one of the bigger things that I've been doing. I'm sort of thinking, yes, there's the Christmas 2024 streams. I'm sort of thinking Otis Beer is going to be turning into some sort of reindeer, Otis Deer streams, more like. And obviously, yes, if I look at his posts, yes, I can't really see it, but obviously if I look at Melamaro 720, right, I'm going to straightforward, okay, guess what? Guess what? I'm going to write something that is completely and horrible. Completely and utterly horrible. Right. I'm just not going to straightforward know that he just swore right in front of camera. Again! Again! That is just really, really horrible. But let me just jump cut from this time being here. Because he just swore right in front of my freaking face. And the other problem is, this clip is way too short, and that is a problem in my world! Okay, I've just witnessed that as I've just straightforward speaking very, very loudly. Yes, I can see the word pingus, but hey, guess what? We can't really straightforward let Otis be swear, because obviously today's YouTube is very stringent and very, very tough. You know, it's very, very, it's a very soft and very obstinate site. So much so, that's very similar to Otis Beer. The whole time. I mean, I don't want to hear him say, there you go, or there we go, so many multiple amounts of times. You know, that just straightforward grinds me the gears out of me. You know, it's just so crappy to watch one of these stupid dumbass raccoon streams. And basically, if I would have straightforward, let me just turn the volume very much down, because obviously I don't want to hear that much, obviously. Okay, who knows? Yeah, there you go. I think that's pretty much better from the time being here. I don't know what controller is that. But anyways, so yes, I feel like I've been doxing around with Otis Beer and also doxing with my, things around here. I feel like, it's kind of similar to when I build a website. It's like when I'm doxing him, that's kind of very much, it's a cactus, right. Eat the cactus, okay. You go ahead and eat a cactus, douchebag! That's much better! Yeah! You go ahead and choke and die, eh? Eat those freaking cacti and then end your life. Like you're literally just straightforward, yeah. Like you're straightforward built for. Like you're supposed to be built for, right? Just straightforward, eat a freaking cacti, eat a freaking cactus and then just die to hell. I'd rather do that. And actually, yes, with the Groundhog Day stream, I actually forgot to mention that this stream was actually originally meant to air on a Sunday, but what I witnessed was that this stream has actually been elevated to Wednesday, which is of course today. So that's actually very nice to know, because obviously, but still not nice at the same time, because hey, as Otis Beer is doing his stupid goddamn dumbass raccoon streams, it feels like it's gonna straightforward persist on for a very long time. Without saying, there you go, throughout the whole being here. Okay, I wonder. Let me just straightforward move on to something very much else. So yes. Okay, apart from the fact that Otis Beer is straightforward blabbering about this whole Groundhog Day video game, which actually is quite good, but apart from the stupid dumbass raccoon, I mean, that's kind of a bit of a coincidence when I think about this, because 2019 was kind of a very grim year. Let's just say, well, not as grim as 2020, but 2021 was, I think it fared better for me, I think. I don't know, I'm just straightforward saying otherwise, because you know what? Things are just straightforward, too different for me than what Otis Beer really feels like. I don't know, I just don't even give a damn about this stupid dumbass raccoon YouTuber, or VTuber, as I want to really say here. But anyways, yes, enough about the doxing, so let me just move on to the announcement here. So, as I just really heard, as I said so many times on that previous live stream video that I just said about Otis Beer, okay, why are there so many advertisements here being displayed so far? So yes, Otis Beer is currently doing 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, and 5 live streams. So basically, right, the last live stream I'm actually going to be straightforward ranting about is, of course, the, alright, I might do a sneak peek on part 6, but I really don't know yet. Part 5, this might be the very last. So, obviously, yes, Brock the Investigator Part 5 is actually going to be the very last live stream that I'm actually going to be doing, and will actually be, in fact, the very last of my YouTube channel, because obviously I can't straightforward rant about this stupid goddamn dumbass raccoon for a very long period of time. I'm sorry, I've actually dropped my tab by accident. That was just me slipping over with my hands and that sort of crap like that. Sorry, I didn't really mean to say and just straightforward do stuff like that, because obviously I'm just straightforward blubbering around here because that's me, and I'm trying to basically speak instantly, because obviously I don't want Otis Beer to straightforward take over throughout the rest of my life and just straightforward blabber, just go blah 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 blah. But yes, Brock the Investigator Part 5 now. Of course, yes, as skeptical as this sounds, now, I'm not quite totally sure of how long this live stream is actually going to be lasting for. If it lasts for about 3 to 4 hours, well, maybe if it's just a live stream which looks like this, I'm sort of thinking like, who knows, right? If it's a live stream that basically lasts for about I don't know how long, that's just what it is, because I feel like these types of videos like this, it's just kind of horrible, and even more so, the most horrible thing I've seen is Otis Beer banning my stupid account. banned my account on the 26th of May 2025, and that is just wrong. Very, very wrong. It's nearly about 6 months. Why? Why, Otis, would you do that? Why? All I just wanted to do is just straightforward properly socialise with. All you just keep on saying is, there you go, or there you go. Okay, so even with that being said, much of the damage would have been done by me, because actually, I have already been mentally damaged, and the mentally damaged part about Otis! But anyways, sorry, I just straightforward I'd right in front of that guy here. Now, I'm not sure if next week is going to be a Christmas stream or not. Without this piercing, there you go! Please! Okay, I just straightforward fell. I'll just let my tablet fail. I think I just got really, really excited. But, hey, speaking of excited, guess what I said? On a previous live stream, which I did... No, there it goes! Yeah, you be the asshole, you dick! Stupid, stubborn ass, dumbass raccoon. Yes, you jackass. Obviously, I just keep on saying it. Why do the graphics remind me of Hello Neighbor or something like that? Right. Honestly, I don't know how I became this complete toxic douchebag. Like, I feel like I've already been such a stupid, narcissistic jerk face. He is also a complete grotesque douchebag. Like, that sort of crap. I don't know, because you've just been out of context so many times, you dumbass. Right, okay, so without straightforward sounding very, very horrible to this douchebag, obviously, yes, I've actually got autism, and I think that's a problem, it really elevates. Now, with autism, and all that neurodiversity information I could really straightforward extrapolate for a long period of time, well... That's just me. I gotta really, not have this happen. I'm just straightforward, very conscious in the way I seem to chat to people and that sort of stuff like that too. I'm just straightforward saying as I am. I just don't want to cause a complete kerfuffle or something. That's just what I am. Just a producer on YouTube. But then, how did this really appear? So basically, I got banned on the 26th of May 2025 because I was basically, when Otis Beard does these stupid, horrendous looking live streams, that's what happens. He does these live streams just to straightforward aggravate me all times. I'm just straightforward that type of person. Right? Honestly, I might have to straightforward put up as some sort of announcement and also put up as some sort of vlog because... Yeah! Destroy the kitchen! Woo! Ha 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 ha! Yes! That's more like it! And that's more how I feel like! That's better, isn't it? Hey, look, it says, why are you two fighting? Yeah, like so. Especially that dumbass raccoon has to deserve doing this sort of crap. Okay. What did I just see? Please stop being out of context. But hey, what's even more better than Otis Pierce shouting out 6-7 in the last stream that I did? Right. Without Otis Pierce saying, there you go, there we go, the whole time. I'm actually sort of thinking, if I look at Groundhog Day like father, like son, I'm actually sort of thinking... I don't know if there's any, fighting and that sort of stuff. I can't really tell. Maybe there is. I don't think this is actually, a proper fighting game. I don't think there is. Maybe there is, or maybe there isn't. I don't know what's the gameplay like this. So there's, puzzles. Okay, the game is also available on Oculus Rift. And that's interesting. Let's have a Rift on that one somehow. Okay, what is this? Okay... What is that? Okay. I didn't even realize that they were swearing. Okay, I didn't even realize that there was an NPC in the game who actually decided to swear. But then, hey, you know what? Oh, you just swore. And actually, yes, as I've just jump cut out of this part of the video, strangely enough, Otis Beard decided to swear, and wow, very successful move for me that there was another swear word. Scary, isn't it? It actually kind of feels very scary when you actually think about any swear words that were straightforward being implemented here. Oh, you just swore again. Okay, I didn't even realize, but I actually didn't realize of just how slow I was actually there to react. So, I'm sort of thinking if it lasts for about 4.5 hours, let's just say that the stream is gonna look like some sort of nightmare. But let me just throw in a proper announcement right now. I'm just gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna straightforward do some sort of announcement here without hearing Otis B having to swear. I'll just go downstairs from the time being right now. Okay, I've actually went into the toilet. I've actually ventured inside the toilet here, so I'm actually at the dunny. But of course, yes, I'm not going to show you what's really down there because obviously I'm trying to be very careful because of stupid YouTube. It's actually really sick. And I don't know, I feel like I'm one of these I feel like I'm a chatterbox today. But yeah, the reason why I'm being a chatterbox today is because I don't want to hear Otis Beard just saying there we go, so many freaking times. But hey, you know what? That's just who I am, because obviously, I think the intentional purpose to actually harass this VTuber actually stems back. It basically stems back from a conception called displacement, where you just basically do stuff that is just absolutely not nice when you already enjoyed something that is just so horrible. I mean that's the problematic thing. Like, why would I just straightforward go ahead and upset someone? Already upset that someone is also upset at me too. So it's like, stress is a virus, okay? So to make this biologically sense, as humans, we tend to be fairly sensitive and fairly stubborn, and that's the most complex attributes of a human being. We also tend to be fairly lazy of what we can, really react to, okay? So, we're very complex creatures. But, we're not perfect. And I think that intention of just straightforward having to upset a particular person, on Twitch, it has actually gone on for a long period of time. And yes, I have actually now decided to make this announcement that I'm actually going to stop, because obviously I don't want to sound like I'm like the next Trump or the next Elon Musk. So I don't want to sound like I'm from a particular political party. Okay, so I'm not like, right, I don't feel like I'm someone who runs the House of Commons, okay? So, Otis Beard really hates politics, and so do I, even though I seem to learn about politics. Actually, no, guess what? I'm just kidding. I still like I think I sort of like politics, but the complete and the intricacies behind it, it's just a complete juggernaut of, it's like a giant kamikaze juggernaut, bunch of knowledge that no one really, 90% of the time you're just never ever going to know, because the government is so irrational in our country, and so is everyone else. The world is such a very beautiful but very dangerous and scary and totally irrational place. Bad things can really happen, and that's the main part as I make throughout this part of the video. It's like watching a film. Anyways, I'm going to straightforward flush the toilet, because obviously, and also, good news so far, I've actually realised, I've just been looking back at some of my Dark Side knockoff toys that I might probably smash up, and there's actually a bit of a catch. I'm going to wash my hands as I'm blabbing over this part of the video, because obviously, well, obviously, this is going to sound very completely, well, let's just say complex. Because obviously, as I'm making the announcement of this part of the video, that's just who I am. And basically, the best part is I'm vlogging here, I wouldn't have to hear Otis Beer just saying, there you go, there we go, or even this constant swearing. Okay, I don't want to straightforward know about why he does just that. Okay, so that's just who he is. Anyways, I need a jump cut here because I need to make my drink. Okay, I'm finally back upstairs, and to me it feels like, yes, it is a really cold and really icy day. In fact, it's absolutely freezing outside. I feel like, Otis Beer! No more, there he goes! And strangely enough, I don't think I've actually have heard Otis Beer saying, there you go, there we go. Maybe it's just that when he says, like, words that are, like, less than 4 syllables, that is the problem, I think. Stop! Otis Beer! No more, there he goes! Right. Okay, so, let me just straightforward, right. Okay. So, as I've decided to, implement this announcement, which talks about Otis Beer streams, and I've actually decided to quit after the... So today is the 19th of November of 2025. I was going to say seagulls, but then who cares about that? Yeah, speaking of racist, how about I become racist to a goddamn raccoon who says, there you go, there we go? Do you know what? He's even more worse than the Cambodians and the Vietnamese. That's one thing I could really say. This raccoon has basically got, like, let's just say, 0% intellect than him saying, there you go! And guess what? He's even more worse than the frickin' Vietnamese and Cambodian demographics, as I like to call it. I just hate Otis Beer saying, there you go! Please! I don't know. Well, Bill Murray is someone... Oh yeah, I've heard of the guy. But anyway, so yes. I think the history of me being absolutely toxic to this complete... I was going to say douchebag, but then yes. I feel like next week will have to be the very last of me just straight for being absolutely toxic. I don't know about Brock the Investigator Part 5. I'm sort of thinking he might be still in his Christmas attire, because obviously that's what he really is. And yes, I don't know what Christmas outfit is he going to be wearing. Is it like going to be like a reindeer? Or it could be just Otis Beer wearing a reindeer costume, which actually would have been fairly much more obvious. And speaking of obsessions, yes, I don't know why I seem to be wrongfully obsessive against this douchebag. You know, I feel like, you know, the main obsession every Wednesday is actually to harass Otis Beer. And I think that really stems to the part that, as I said before, I was abused and I've also been completely misled and misjudged. You know, it's a thing when someone gets angry at someone, like, you know, that's the problem. When someone gets angry at you, you also get angry as well too, because you just don't even seem to understand or what the problem really lies. It's a fairly common problem who are really, you know, it's a fairly common problem for like people who are just, you know, hotheads. I just call them. I mean, not just hotheads, but people who are like, let's just say, you know, the problem of anger, it really seems to stem from like people who don't seem to actually realise what's actually there or here at times. Me too, I'm going to take a sip as well, without hearing one quote. Right? Out of play area. Well, guess what? If Otis Beer is out of play area, how about you can just straightforward get out of playing video games and exercise? You goddamn freak. You fat freak. Hey, guess what? Or should I just say big bone? Because if I said the word fat, that would sound derogatory, upliftingly horrible, as I would have said. Because obviously, if I was going to straightforward meet him up in person and just straightforward harass about his weight, honestly, I could just straightforward say, hey, I could get arrested for that. Fat shaming, that's a problem. I would probably say, hey. Speaking about heating, yes, it is a very cold day outside. It's about like, I think it's about 3 to 5 degrees Celsius, and that's like extremely, really, really cold. And yes, guess what? Yes, of course, yes, I'm not the only one who's actually being toxic. There's also what's going on here is that the news has also reported some high levels of toxic relating to Islamophobia, okay? I can't really straightforward talk about this nihilistic extremism. I think it's been a problem, we've been looking at TikTok, I just wish things weren't really filled with TikTok because obviously, let's just say, I just wish society was a much better environment, I don't know about you, but loading screens are actually much more better to blabber on. So, yes, as I said before, with Otis Beer, okay, let me go back to the subject I was actually on about. So, from December of 2025, I am actually going to be straightforward still uploading videos. I actually want to change my mind here. I will straightforward be still uploading videos at that time, but at the same time, man, I'm actually going to change my physical mind, stating that, yes, I will be uploading, but at the same time, hey, I'm actually sort of thinking that maybe, just maybe, I'm just straightforward thinking I don't need to upload as much videos as I can. So much so that, hey, from what I can work out, it's a pro. Because all I really want to try and do is actually try and think about stuff that is not just on the bright side, but I also want to straightforward think about refining for my YouTube channel just a bit. So, sorry if I'm speaking rough and ready because I need some information to process in a little bit of a while here. So, I'm just basically, what I'm trying to say is that, hey, yes, I will still be uploading videos around December of 2025, but only to a smaller scale. No more there he goes, Otis Beer! Which is one thing that's actually very good, because clearly, I don't think I've ever heard Otis Beer saying there you go or there we go. And, strangely enough, I think when I look at this, there's no fighting scenes, which is actually excellent. No more there he goes, Otis Beer! Right? No more of that! That's better, isn't it? And actually, yes. I think the problem with my autism is that because I think yes, because I'm autistic and because I'm highly sensitive. Stop being out of context, Otis! Because I can be quite high strung and I can also be like very, very, well, let's just say, as I said before, very sensitive and very stimulated. I think the there he goes and there he goes. It's kind of like a stimulant to actually rage. Yes, loop to loop type thing. It's like a time loop zone. That's what Groundhog Day is all about. There's always a time loop zone when you want things to get back into a normal and rightish form. Stop saying there he goes! Oh no! We just had an alert! Oh, this bitch just said there you go! Oh no! Woo! Sound the siren! He just said there you go! He just caused a complete kerfuffle! But hey, guess what? Let's stop there because we got some other toys to show you! Woo! Right. Obviously, I know this sounds very, very different, but hey, so, like, can you just stop saying that I'm flipping hard of you? God damn you! I think that's also going to be a risk from next week, but guess what? From December, guess what? Since you're going to be in your Christmas attire, Well, guess what? In fact, I am never gonna see you! Woo! That's much better, isn't it? Hey? Left that angriness into straightforward, a much more positive and happier side, right? That's much better, isn't it? Okay, I don't want to just be to say there we go. Okay, let me just jump up here because I want to show you the knockoff toy that I've actually have presented here. Now, let me just see. So, I actually want to go back to my other YouTube channel. Yes, it seems like that I haven't been uploading that much videos of late today because obviously, as I can really say to myself, hey, I haven't been doing that much videos of late because obviously, I think there are actually quite a few changes that I'm actually going to straightforward get around with. So, right, we've got some knockoff toy cars around here. So, I think it was one of these knockoff toy cars, which was like, it had like a military camouflaged form. I think it was. So, let me just... No more there he goes or there he goes. Right, let me just straightforward move on to where it was. I don't think it was this one. That was actually before. That was actually just after that stupid PS3 pinwheel video that I just straightforward ranted about. Oh yeah, I smashed up that horrible knockoff Kombi type thing and a knockoff toy car. I feel like I've been destroying lots and lots of knockoff toy vehicles and that sort of stuff. Oh man, there's actually so many things that I haven't really renamed for a very long period of time. Hang on, let me just see. There was like a knockoff toy car that I've actually just smashed up. I can't really remember its name. I think it was from like, I don't know what it was, but I think I've been smashing up. Which toy car was it? I can't really remember which one it was. I can't really tell. It might have been... Oh, it was this one right here. So it was actually that toy there. And one thing I didn't even realize, if I actually flip back, it was the one with the Bugatti Veyron. I didn't even realize that there was actually one which had like... I forgot to rename this video, so I should straightforward rename my video after making this video and whatnot, or maybe before making this whole video and publishing onto the site. Anyways, so, right... of course, I've got the exact same monster truck, and what I actually didn't realize was that there's actually two different variants, and let me just show you as I'm jump cutting along the way here. Okay, what you're seeing right in front of screen here is, of course, a wide range of knockoff toys and knockoff toy cars. Now, it seems like that, hey, we've got some very weird generic pullback vehicles, like this plane here, which seems totally dysfunctional. It looks like something out of Disney planes or Disney cars. It looks like it's got a bit of a very weird smiling face onto it. I don't know if it does have a face or anything like that, but the pullback action is just very lackluster. If I bring a newspaper like so, I think it's going to lack its total pullback feature. So that is just, I think it's one of these cheap and nasty looking toys that I would have gotten Sunday. I would have actually smashed up this thing, but because I'm straightforward, totally bored of my life, it's got like a fake wheel in the front here, like a fake landing gear, and there's the mechanisms right inside here. I'll do that once, I'm straightforward done doing delayed videos and other whatnot. There's like a pullback car here, which obviously, it's not Lightning McQueen, because obviously it says fire. How is this a fire car? Fire pickup vehicle thing. So, how is this a fire pickup? Like, why the hell does it have, there's no sirens in that thing, but it just says fire everything. It has this, it has that. It just says the word fire. Like, how is this a fire vehicle? There's no sirens in that thing. Okay, so I just don't even see it. Maybe I need to turn the newspaper around just to see what else is there. So, let me just straightforward look at something else. Now, there's also this knockoff toy car. This one's actually quite a frisky one. Whoa! Whoa, it can actually do some stunts. That's like a knockoff toy car that can actually, let me just try it on a much harder surface. And then there's also, I'll talk about these two cars later on in this video, but first I need to straightforward demonstrate that weird flat bumper car type pullback model thing. Okay, so let me just straightforward show you how it looks like. So we've got this model here, which basically, if I straightforward do this, it will just take off at high velocity and high speed. And look at that, it just does things like that. Look at that. It just goes really, really fast, and it just drops down to the floor. Crazy, isn't it? Whoa, and it just totally escaped. It's always a complete speed freak, that green thing. It's crazy, isn't it? And of course, yes, as obvious as this sounds, these things here, they don't have anything involved in it, but this one here that says made in China and nothing else, you know, anything what you just get from China, which doesn't have any licensing info under it, is just complete and utter rubbish. You just don't get that much satisfaction in it than what you get on the real McCoy toys, which is also something that is highly attributed to the other toys that I'm also going to show you at this video like this. And of course, we've actually got two monster truck military car racing thingies. So basically, they're kind of like camouflage looking monster truck tuner cars, as you can see. They've got like the bull bars on the front and the back. But what I actually didn't realise was that there's actually two totally different variants of these model cars. And I actually sort of think back to myself, why the hell did I actually purchase these two cars? They don't look like proper military vehicles. They just look like monster trucks with a... wonder what car is that? Is that like a Nissan Skyline type car? I don't want to just be able to say, there you go, you know. But, yes, the other one here that I just smashed up, I think it was, it looks like some sort of Nissan Fairlady. Oh, this one's got a bit of a frisky pullback. Ooh, these look quite nice. I might as well pull back these guys later on. And then hopefully, once I'm straightforward done uploading delayed videos on YouTube, I'm going to smash these complete freaks up. Mind you, they look like something that you just see on a pretty... looking Malaysian store, because obviously it's like when you go to a flea market, you just tend to see these complete cheaper, nasty knockoff toy cars like so. They just say monster truck, they just say pull back and go. It only sells for about £1 each. Yeah, it's quite a very weird set. I don't know how they actually decided to make two variations. I was actually expecting to see more variations of the same vehicle, but then obviously, yes, they are quite different. And basically, we've just got the silver light version here, and then there's the black one here. Okay, let me just... Otis! Stop saying there you go! Well, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, so I don't know which car this is. It looks like a Nissan Skyline, and that one there looks like... is that like a Nissan Fairlady? I don't know what car it is, going by the design of it, although I wouldn't probably say so. It could be like a totally generic tuner cars it is. I don't think I can remove the tags, or maybe I can just cut it off with a bit of scissors like that. Or maybe it's just been wrapped and coiled like that somehow. I don't think I can get rid of that thing, because it's just stuck like that. Oh, yes I can. There you go, I can just straightforward rip off these bits like so. Otis Bear! Stop saying there you go! Right, anyways, sorry about that, guys. It's just that I can't help myself. I'm very sensitive to that raccoon, you know. He always says that. But hey, come Christmas time, I don't need to straightforward think about this douchebag anymore. But anyways, yes, out from that complete bloody looking tags. As always, the paint displays on them, the paint detailing on them, it's just cheap. It's just not right. It's meant to be a generic... And you might be thinking, but Ivan, this stuff is for children, it's stuff for kids. But then, hey, it's just not worthy, obviously. They're just cheap and nasty. And honestly, despite these tags, which are really great, and then they've also got these barcodes like so, they just feel really flimsy. Like I could literally just break them like so. Like this piece here just really wants to come off. Like so. Like literally the material in this is like your classic dark side. And I'm pretty sure, you know, the tags, if I look at the tags, they did say it's made in China, and they also have like a secret Chinese factory code. So thankfully, I don't know what to really say here. It obviously feels like, hey, it's a bit different. They look very much the same. I don't know, Red Deer toys, they're just very poor in quality. I could make much more better toys like that. You know, how would I straightforward compare these toy cars into something that's much more nicer. Like, let's just say a much more nice toy car from, like, let's just say Flip Flap. You know, the other toy cars I've made. You know, they're much more nicer, much more better in quality, and they also give you whatever. They're much more nicer in quality, much more better in detail, and that sort of stuff like that too. But anyways, yes, I'll be smashing up these guys. Plus, I'll be also smashing up these guys as well. And look, plus I'll be doing that. Look at that. It just falls upon my hands. I don't understand how is this rubbish being sold. And there's the pullback action of this toy, and it just doesn't work. I mean, who's policing this stuff? And I mean, that's just really, really sickening. There's no screws in that thing, and it's just rubbish, because obviously there's no screws in that. It's just these little tabs, and then at the very bottom is this freaking chassis. You know, this bottom part, which is of course the chassis. They don't really seem. It doesn't really seem to make any sense. You know, it's like the chassis. It just doesn't look right. That's the bottom top of the plane. It just feels wrong. Feels cheap and nasty and very crap. You know, that's what it feels like. And that's the artwork there. Missile. What else can you say? A C-1 plane. Wow, would that be very awesome if that thing got destroyed? I would certainly be feeling much more happier than that. Maybe if charity shops have, you know, let's just say, raised that, you know, let's just say that green light, you know, I just don't know. Okay. Otis Beer! Stop saying hey go to me! Please! Anyways, I definitely say that novelty toys being sold like this, I sort of think back to myself, you know, that I don't think it's true. You know, I'm sort of thinking they just don't get this sort of green light. They are just straightforward commonly sold as knockoff toys. I don't know, as rumor called toys, I don't know, it's very hard to tell. Anyways, yes, I will smash these guys up, and also these ones there in another video. Perfect for another time when I don't need to make any delayed videos on YouTube. Oh yeah! I actually didn't even realize that this is actually a cooking thing. I'm actually going to straightforward ignore the gameplay here, because that actually has swears on it as well. So it's pretty much is like age 16 or something like that. Again, it's the car crash again. Okay, that looks like the same cutscene all over again. I don't think that's going to be like some sort of... You have failed! Na 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 na! Loser! You haven't solved anything at all! Douchebag! Stubborn ass loser! You're even worse than the Vietnamese and the Cambodians, douchebag! Hey, yeah, the Filipinos can do better than you! And even the Indonesians, yes. Guess what? They can do much better stuff than you. Malaysians, Indonesians, they can do much better than you. Singaporeans. Smack them right over in the goddamn crap. Like, let's just say, smack him in the freaking ass. Yes. That would be better, isn't it? And boy, did I just straightforward said some really, really derogatory words, referring to various Southeast Asian countries that would probably stimulate something that is hyperly dangerous. I'm actually sort of thinking, am I really the person that is actually stimulating this type of content like this? Like, I'm just straightforward destroying the fact that, hey... So I'm just straightforward, like, hearing words that should never ever been heard. That's the problem with this game here, Otis Beer. There's no skipping involved, douchebag! Nothing else, nowhere to skip. Nothing but trouble. And I'm sort of thinking, thank goodness, I've made this as actually one of the longer clips to actually film, which is actually fairly nice to know. So much so that, hey, I should straightforward come along and straightforward delete some of the stuff that I really don't actually need. Which is actually fantastic, considering that, hey, maybe it's this. Oh yeah, let me just stop being silent here. Okay, so I felt like I was kind of a bit of a deadpan here. It's almost like, hey, someone has got dry wit, and others, I feel like, hey, maybe I've got wet wit. Wet wit is straightforward. It feels like I've got wet wit right over in my brain. White over in my brain? That sounds like a very totally different accent. Yeah, go ahead and accumulate as much cold air, you dickhead. How about that? Go ahead and straightforward wear so many layers. Yeah, like a freaking stupid dumbass person who lives in the cold. I was gonna say Siberia. I was gonna say Russians. I was gonna say Russians. Eh? That'd be very weird, wouldn't it? Have I realised? Hey, let me just find out. Okay, so let me just go ahead and yeah, refix and reiterate the announcement. So yes, around. Actually, this is going to be more specific. So let me just see if Ashton's is streaming here. So let me just have a look at some of these messages for the time being here. Oh, okay. Right, let me just see what Ashton's. I've actually noticed Ashton's is not streaming. And I think one of the best things is that if Ashton's did one of these quiz things, like he's meant to do a quiz today and that sort of stuff. But I've actually heard that, hey, Ashton's is not doing a stream today. But anyways, I'm just gonna scroll up. Okay, nothing else actually. I suppose say so. He did a stream like yesterday, so it was. I was gonna say yes, but he did a stream about this Bangladeshi film about. I think it was like a Bangladeshi dubbed Bengali King Kong. I think it was. I think that's what it's called. Right, that was actually kind of nice somehow. All right, let me move on into something very much obvious. So, mind you, he's gonna be doing a quiz stream. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be doing it today. Maybe it might be next week, but I'm sort of thinking if he does that like next week, that might be a very good thing because if he does a stream like next week's Wednesday, that will be excellent because it will give me the time to get engaged in this quiz, and this will also help me to straightforward get away from actually, you know, it will be much more better than just having to like, let's just say, hey, anyways, sorry, I didn't really realize there's a lot of distant talking in the background here from the game here. So yes, I will straightforward. Let me just straightforward announce. Okay, we've got a pair of eyes that I shouldn't look at somehow. Right. Let me, Anyways, speaking of using it, okay, so here is the stream. So yes, obviously on the 26th of November, yes, I did say earlier on, it is going to be the very last live stream so far to really rant about this. But I just had a few rumors, so yes, I won't be doing the Christmas stuff, but there is some rumors I could be straightforward examining all of these streams in 2026. Well, the very simple answer is, okay, so am I going to be doing more of these videos in 2026? Most likely no. I think it will have to be on the 14th of October, which is, I think, the most likely. Okay, so the main reason I might do Wednesday the 14th of October of 2026, and if I'm doing a video that literally is about me ranting about this particular person, I'm actually not going to be doing a rant video. This is actually going to be a reflective video on YouTube. I could try and do one of these videos like that, but who knows? He might not actually. He may not be doing any live streams on that day. But at the same time, I'm sort of thinking, as it's like, if it would have like let's just say, because it's October of 2026, it might probably allude into something very much obvious. Like, it could lead, because it leads up towards Halloween time, and as you can see, of next year. So I'm sort of thinking, if it really leads up towards Halloween time, which is, of course, Saturday the 31st of October, I would probably say yes. It will have to be the only video that I'll have to stream about, because obviously, I know I can talk about Christmas, which is alright, but talking about Halloween is actually exceptionally dangerous. I've actually been doing a rant video that I did on my YouTube channel earlier on. I think it was in 2021, where I talked about the very first Halloween 2022 stuff being unveiled for the first time. So that was actually kind of odd. But anyways, I think it might actually might be the fact that I think in early November, Halloween actually still persists. Maybe. It sort of carries on up until, like, let's just say mid to late November, when Christmas actually comes really relatively early. But it can straightforward happen. Who knows? You could have like a Nightmare Before Christmas sort of thing. I mean, Halloween is kind of like Christmas, because nowadays everything is all straightforward being inundated by, crackers, advent calendars, everything, and decorations alike. It's kind of weird, isn't it? But anyways, what I'm going to straightforward look forward to is, hey. Okay. Anyways, let me just straightforward, yes. Okay, so yes, around 2026, the only time I'll be straightforward making a video, but I don't think it's going to be a rant type video, because actually I need to straightforward reconciliate with this person, stating they've actually done some really, really horrible things to this guy here, just after, let's just say, November of 2025, and actually throughout the course of 2026, nothing is going to really happen to me. I think it's only just going to be around. Well, let me just think back to myself of what I should try and do. In December of 2025, yes, I think just after the 26th of November of 2025. Okay, let me just say, after the 26th of November, I shall have to. Yes, what I will do, as a very sensible thing to do so, I'm going to straightforward go into Otis Beer Streams or Melamario 720, and basically, if I'm subscribed, I'm actually going to disable all of these notifications, even though I am totally subscribed to this guy, because I feel like I've done some very horrible things to this person. Right, grounding some hogs in a few hours, and yes, I did write something that was really, really horrible, and basically, yes, they did destroy my reply. Okay, I'm just going to try to write this again, but you're not going to see what I've just written. I just hope this bit does not say there you go right over in the stream. Guess what? You know what's better than saying there you go? 6-7! Woo! Yeah! Go ahead and say 6-7, you jackass! Yeah, honestly, much better, isn't it? I don't know why, but I always seem to sound like I'm actually quite rude to this person here. Now, as I said before, this rudeness that I seem to get is actually coming from other people who have already been angry at me, and I think I kind of feel like I'm getting the wrong sort of information for people. Anger is so hard for an emotion. You just really want to straightforward destroy things. It's like a raging thunderstorm. You just want to straightforward get things in your way and move on to something else. And it's like, when I'm too stressed, and it's like, if I'm stressed the next day, it's like I can just straightforward persist on. But if I kept on doing it, well, then that would have been dangerous, because the police would come along and arrest me for basically like 10 years in prison. Well, I wouldn't do that, because obviously I know I've already got like autism and that sort of stuff. Heck, I actually heard there was like a guy. Okay, I wouldn't name this person here. There was like a person on, who was live streaming on YouTube, and they would have done something relatively toxic, and he would have actually gone. He would have been blocked or arrested from YouTube, and I think that's what it was. So, even with me as an autistic person, blabbers about this whole thing like so. I don't know how vulnerable I am to this type of, Okay, so there's no live streams yet. Let me just refresh the page. Has he actually started to do any live streaming? No, he hasn't done that. Maybe if the hour persists, there will be a live stream today. If not, well, who knows? Goodness knows how. I don't know what to really say. I'll try not to sound like a deadpan, and basically what I will do is keep on vlogging and keep on ranting about this stupid dumbass raccoon stream, which is not Ashens, but this particular douchebag right here. Thank goodness there's no usernames that actually feature any signs of swear words. And obviously I would rather see Otis Beard die to hell, because okay, to tell you the truth, again, that's another symptom, that is another sign of displacement. Basically, I'm just straightforward sharing all this negative feedback to him. And the problem is that if I'm sharing all this negative feedback, towards this guy here, this stupid dumbass raccoon, and I'm not actually following this complete jackass, this complete donkey of a streamer on Twitch, again, the problem is, it's like, when you straightforward get mad, or when you get straightforward, it's like when you become very aggressive, or when you become like an actual bully towards someone. It's like when you harass someone on this site, all that negative feedback you just throw in. It's a little bit like throwing nails handed over to a coffin, and then you just never ever come back. It's like when I get banned on Twitch, it's almost like the same repertoire, the same issue that seems to appear. Okay, so, that's how it is. On Twitch, people like me are going to kill the social media app. It's also going to kill players like this guy here. Obviously, if I really expose all of that, I don't know what to really say. Who's against this? Me? Let me just drink for a while here before the drinks get relatively cold here. Please, OSB, stop being out of contacts! Stop! Okay, alright, I need a straightforward. At least the best part is there's no swear words, okay? Please stop saying, there you go, there we go. Nothing out of context in this stream, please! Puxatawny. Okay, so that's how you pronounce the name in Groundhog Day. The place. Right, I can't see anything. No stream. There's no live stream around here. So let me just sit up for a while here and move on to... Okay, so... Oh, wait, it's still loading. And there's no sound. Okay, let me just turn down the volume here, because I want to give this shot. Yes, I said the word shot, a much longer duration here. Again, as you can see, it's gone around for about, let's see, about, 88 minutes. So, we'll put it this way. Well, I don't want any emotes, because the best part is, well, no, I will not subscribe to your account, Otis Beer. No more! Right? And basically, as it's gone for about... No more there he goes, please, Otis! Okay, I need to strive for detective, because I don't want to hear any swear words. In the game, but also on Otis Beer's voice. Or Melamaro 720's voice. Oh, actually, hang on. Am I hearing two? Two voices? Stop it, Otis! Oh. Right. Who knows about me, but that was just me getting completely pissed off towards that stupid goddamn VTuber. Being a complete silent, stubborn-ass douchebag, as always. I don't know why, but I always seem to think the word douchebag is so funny. And actually, yes, the problem about me swearing at, and also the problematic factor is, stop being out of context. Anyways, so, what I was also saying was that the problem is that Otis Beer has got his voice, is actually blind. Mind you, if I really requested to actually participate in a stream, but actually want to become a voice chatter, guess what? You know one prank I'd probably do? I'd probably request him and then actually say, Otis Beer, stop saying there you go, or there we go. Honestly, if I want a cappuccino, I would pour it right over Otis Beer's ass. Or even pour around in his freaking head and see him scream like hellfire. And, you know, he would actually be, you know, he'd be ear raping the entire neighborhood. That would be really crazy. And actually, speaking of doxing with Otis Beer, honestly, if I would have said, like, someone in the London area, honestly, that would have been very horrible and terrible about that at all. You know, that's just what I'm actually straightforward being very careful of. Basically, that's the, yeah, actually, if you look at the rest of this dialogue right here, this is how I actually illustrate this. Okay, I need to straightforward yeah, I've actually jump cut at some parts of the footage here because I don't want to actually have any of the swear words being used, either verbally or let's just say, let me just say if it's implemented on a text box or no more out of context, please. And actually, I haven't seen anything to do with Otis, or actually Ashton's. If I keep on refreshing the page, nothing seems to really pop out. And actually, best part is I've actually made it as one of the longer clips so far. And yeah, man, it could be an entirely long video itself. And it just buffered. How excellent was that? Right. And yes, of course, it's actually been disrupting my my major projects. But hopefully around Christmas time, which will be December time, obviously, I will be able to resume as much as I can, but only to a small scale. I'd probably say maybe after Christmas. I know the Christmas decorations are going to be there until January of this year. Let's just say next year, which I don't think it's going to be a problem. I would say Christmas decorations up until, let's just say, I can mention Christmas decorations because they can be mentioned during January, and let's just say, hey, I don't want to straightforward hear any swear words from what Otis B has to say here. Why does she look like Lewis Griffin from Family Guy? That's what I'm sort of thinking, hey? She looks like she's wearing the exact same attire as Lewis Griffin. Who knows? I'd rather see a complete bar fight with Otis Beer. You know, Otis Beer getting punched in the face. That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? Oh wait, is that Lewis Griffin? Or is that Lewis Griffin? You tell me which one is which. Again, I'm not actually seeing anything to do with... Alright, Wait, did Ashens really told me that there's no stream on this week's Wednesday? Well, if he's streaming on next week's Wednesday, that would be a much more positive light spot, because obviously what I really want to see is an interactive quiz and some retro stuff. That would be an amazing idea to actually break the gap between what Otis Beer is streaming versus what Ashens is streaming. In that case, hey, that would be amazing somehow to actually break the barrier between Otis Beer and Ashens, so that I won't have to sound very antisocial towards this complete monster, this complete douchebag, this motherfucking dickhead. I feel like I've been saying so much antisocial words, all of this is, who knows. I'm just sort of thinking that maybe, just maybe, who knows. I don't think the police is going to straightforward come and go along and get me, because obviously, he lives in London and I live in Birmingham, and who knows, maybe the Metropolitan Police might also speak to the West Midlands Police, but they can't, because they look like they're in different boroughs. Different boroughs. I don't know how you say it, in different counties. Different parts of the UK, different parts of England, or whatever, that sort of crap. What Otis Beer is saying. And, yeah, that's just what it is somehow. I just want to, be very conscious of what I really have to say here. Okay, so basically, it almost feels like that this recording is nearly clocking up towards an hour or so. How crazy is that? And there's been no swear words right over in this part of the video. That is amazing. Not even the fact that I can't hear anything. Like so, I don't know. Oh, you just swore. Okay, that lasted for about a very awesome 50 minutes. That was just amazing. I didn't even realise of how long this video just straightforward took footage of. Oh, okay, you just swore. Okay, it seems like that both Otis Beer and the stupid woman, B-I-T-C-H, this stupid, yes, okay, I'm not going to say the word bit, okay, I don't want to say bit, C-H, okay, I don't want to say these words, because obviously I'll be demonetized. Yes, I actually totally forgot, with swear words, not only I could be straightforward upsetting a wide variety of demographics, like people who are really sensitive to vulgar words from a certain background and that sort of stuff like that. So, I could say some really bad English words, some really, really dangerous English words that would pretty much upset I could do something very, very massive, okay? I could just straightforward upset a widely huge, massive community of people. And the other thing is I could potentially just lose subscribers because of this complete bullcrap. If I just keep on sharing all of this nonsense that's all around here. Or maybe that's just me talking all of this nonsense, just having to harass a Londoner who is cosplaying as a raccoon on VTuber mode. But then he's human, Okay, so... yeah, I don't have to sound really bored. Yeah, Ashens is not doing a stream here, so as I'm scrolling around, no, there hasn't been a stream by Ashens, so yes, unfortunately, no stream this week on a Wednesday, but he will be back on a Sunday, which will be fairly fantastic somehow. Okay, so yes, I'm actually so glad to know that, yes, we are nearly coming up towards the finale of, well, let's just say, yes, Otis Beer Streams is straightforward going to be halted during December of 2025, because I don't want to end up being on the naughty list. As obvious as this sounds, as you can see, that's the 3rd of December 2025. Or I could just say, hey, maybe, just maybe, I don't have to really believe on Christmas at all. Who knows? Maybe if I look at Brock the Investigator Part 6, it might have some Christmas-related GIFs or GIFs, as it is. Okay, so there's like a film. Okay, is that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's like a, is that like an adventure game or something? I don't think there is. Oh, okay, so it's just an adventure game. Oh, okay, so it's not... Oh, I see, right, so it's just an adventure game, not a film. Oh, okay, so it's just that. Right, so it might be just a video game based on it and not the film. I'm just sort of thinking about... Oh, man, nothing else about the rest of, after this live stream here, Rudolph's Janky Adventure of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, so after this, there'll be no more live streams around Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and who knows, maybe January. I'm not sure which part of January of 2026, but it is very much certain that 100% around January of 2026, I am not returning to that type of content, because obviously all of that is going to be really antisocial here. Stop! Beer! No more videos! Oh, you just swore. But hey, even though I do have to sound really angry, well, guess what? The happiest thing I could say is, yay! I don't have to mention about this douchebag anymore, this stubborn jackass. I don't know why, but I feel like I got that quote from Shrek, where Shrek calls Donkey a stubborn jackass, and then Donkey called him a smelly ogre. Right, so yes, with Otis beer streams, yes, or Mellow Mario 720, and actually I don't think Mellow Mario 720 has basically uploaded any new videos at all. I think the last one he did was this Michael Rosen's Musical Madness. I don't know if he has... Let me just say, hey, I don't think he has ever done just that. So, how would I not even know? Like, yes, he's got about 3.78k subscribers. That's like 3,780 subscribers. Oh, well. Okay, we're grinding some hogs here. Again, why? Okay, why is Odin, what the hell is going on here? Why is he deleting some of my freaking comments right over on the site? That's not right. Okay, if I refresh the page, again, what is going on with Otis? I don't even give a damn for you. Like, I just wrote something that was completely horrible, and then, yes, the complete, yeah. Alright, you know what, I'm just gonna write this. Alright. Okay, I always kill, okay, like, okay, I just simply write some of the most antisocial bits. Right, anyways, I'm just gonna straightforward post anyway, as it is. Okay, I just called him a complete asshole, because obviously, and a douchebag, because obviously, this guy here needs to stop doing these stupid live streams, pissing me off! Sick and tired of seeing this! I'm sorry if I have to sound completely mad at this part of the video here, and I think this always seems to be a complete, this always seems to be a complete, conveyor belt. Every time when it's on Wednesday, this guy here seems to stream. The last time I've never ever noticed, so if I go back to, let's just say, I think it was on a Monday, I think it was. Okay, so, Wednesday the 12th of November of 2025, so, no, that would, hang on. Actually, let me just see. Right. Let me just have a look at... Yes, there is... Brock the Investigator. No, Otis Beard, do not be out of context, please! I don't have to really hear any sounds of... There he goes, or there he goes! It just sounds so horrible! Right? You know, it's horrible because obviously it's just less than 4 syllables. I know it because I know I've heard it so many times and it's driving me crazy. You know? I was abused and I've abused you. Okay, that's the complete scenario behind this dip crap. So I'm just looking like I'm a deadpan now. Oh man. You know, I think the only thing that's missing is a bit of dry wit. I don't know why I'm saying it again here. Feels like my witty banners have just gone into complete curses. Right. So, the past broadcast, it is still available, and it still lasts for about 4.5 hours. Now, I'm not sure how long this live stream will basically last up to. Now, okay, let me just see. How long is this? Okay, the long play behind this, I'd probably skeptically say, hey, I don't know how long this would be like for. Because obviously I've now noted that there are some gameplays that were potentially like, I don't know if it's going to be split into like parts. Okay, this one here would have been lasting for about 4 hours and 24 minutes. So I'm just straightforward bringing out a gameplay like this. You know, it seems like it just wants to keep on going on and on and on. Wow, it just seems to be like that somehow. It's crazy. It just seems wrong. Like, why would anyone like to see such a stupid gameplay like this? I know, but that's just how it is. And hey, it obviously feels like, hey, and is that the credits? Don't know if it's like that somehow. Maybe this will have to be it. You know, once you get towards the 4.5 hour mark, it just becomes a complete nightmare. But the nicest thing is, hey, guess what? Just after straightforward ranting about this complete douchebag, maybe it's best I'm gone. You know, obviously, I think again, the menu view process, when it's been uploaded onto YouTube, who knows? I don't know if I'm just straightforward, let's just say something. Okay, to be very fair and very wise, as I'm just straightforward like blabbering at the start of the video, I think it's became this complete bread and butter. I think there was a temporary, let's just say, delay. Let me just say like a temporary, I wouldn't say like a delay or something, but let me just say like a temporary, I don't know. Let me just drink for a while here. Okay, so I think the most problematic thing about me doing these bread and butter type videos on YouTube, as I just call them explicitly, it feels like that. It just seems pointless. Who wants to ever watch? Like, who in the hell will want to watch a freaking, you know, let's just say live stream about this stupid dumbass raccoon playing a video game which does not make any sense at all, which is just very, very absurd and very weird. Continue on, and then once you're done with the game, go back to freaking hell, jackass. Obviously, I just feel like I just can't help calling it. I feel like I'm a bully, right? I've been bullying him so many times because that's the problem. It's like when someone gets angry at me, I just start to cause a displacement, right? I just disperse all of that anger, and then it will just cause... It's like the coronavirus, okay? It's like you just want to spread all of this anger, and then all of a sudden, you're just going to turn people into zombies, okay? It's like a Halloween Holocaust that's just gone wrong, because obviously all you're doing is just passing all that rage, and then all of a sudden, bam, police arrive, and then guess what? Technology starts to become very advanced. Yeah, very much so. I'm just going to drink some more water before I start popping to the loo, and then that's our straightforward vlog even more. And I want to talk about what's going to happen during 2026. Because obviously I don't want anything to get heavily involved in this VTuber BS. Like, you know, I don't want to think about this person anymore now. Oh. I'm just sort of thinking like... let's just say after November, and then let's just say during December, that's enough. I'm actually going to straightforward stop making videos during December. Or in this case, hey, let's upload just a small portion of it. Or let me just say, hey, only upload one video, only one new video. Let's just say only one newer video being made in December. Oh, this beer! Stop being out of context! Thank goodness! You only didn't say there you go, or there we go, right? The only time you just said that, and that was actually much better. Right, I need to go downstairs and pop to the toilet once more and start vlogging again, because I need a toilet break, right? Okay, it feels like I'm doing one of these stupid, cringy-ass toilet vlogs for a long period of time, and I'm just sort of thinking, why the hell do I have to do one of these stupid vlogs? Again, just talking about this complete nonsensical Tanuki douchebag, you know, this raccoon asshole. Honestly, I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm exposing him the wrong sort of way. Now, obviously that really does stem me quite a lot of various, I wouldn't say convulsions, that's kind of the wrong word. I would say like a complete giant fork in the path, because, you know, whether I really want to keep these types of videos or whether I really want to delete these types of videos, I need to straightforward decide here, because obviously it seems like that, you know, only quite a few people in my fan base, especially social media wise, you know, I feel like there's just so many people, you know, who are already autistic and they've already had mental disorders. And I think, you know, I could honestly think of people like IShowSpeed and Tyler One,
Not sure if I should, he's hot-headed, okay? Bad-tempered, but very much famous for his, stuff, okay? Honestly, as Gen Z people, we are straightforward, very different somehow. We're just different people. But not only just different, but I think we're just totally engaged with, I think the problem with technology is that we became heavily engaged with it. So, I just don't know. Maybe that's a problem. The thing about being engaged with technology, just watch the toilet here. The problem about being engaged with technology is that, the more you start to become doctrinated by technology, or the more you start to be, well, let's just say, like you're getting abducted by technology, or you're getting highly obsessed with technology because it has that sort of thing in it, the more it starts to like convey you into something that's a bit brooding, if that makes any sense, because obviously that's just how it is. Okay, I'm actually going to go upstairs now. I'm actually holding on the very hot side of the mug, so I'm going to change and go for the handle because that's much safer to do so. And I'll tell you what, yes, obviously I'm just straightforward done with this complete douchebag, this complete freak. Oh well, this sod, I just can't really straightforward get my head around across this complete sod, I don't really know. He's like a wet raccoon-ass sod. I just feel like I just can't help myself swearing here, but I can because obviously I'm about 25 years old now, and I'm straightforward thinking, why the hell do I sound very immature? I'm sort of thinking next year I have to sound much more better than that. In addition to what I'm doing here, okay? No, Otis Beer! You don't have to sound so out of context. And let me just close that door for a while because it is freezing cold as hell. I just can't believe that this cold snap has actually been going on for basically, let me just turn off the light for a while here. And also that light there. Honestly, I can't believe it. Every time when I do these videos, it just seems to be very, very painful. Complete rubbish when I think about the stupid dumbass raccoon streamer. Okay, I've actually witnessed. Let me just find out what's going on here. Now, if you remember on that video where I tried to smash up that knockoff, it was like an orange pickup vehicle. It had like cheap and nasty plastic. I couldn't really smash up that thing properly. Otis Beer! No more out of context! Right, I think I just detected that there was a swear word, so basically I've enlarged and zoomed in the entire footage just because I want to make sure that there's none at all. So maybe aim for the raccoon here. Right, I'm just going to straightforward have a look at this. So, mind you, on the workplace, if I would have been swearing like 30 to 40% all the time, I could land into some very, very hot water, okay? It's very dangerous, honestly. It's like, swearing... Stop! No more! Otis Beer! Stop! Swearing, there you go! Anyways, sorry for I just got ranty here, because I don't want Otis Beer to say, there you go, there we go. Why is he being... Okay, I don't know, okay, I don't want to say out of context. See, he's also being out of context. Right, I'm gonna straightforward, let me zoom in towards raccoon. Die, you dickhead. You don't deserve to be on this planet. Okay, so let me go back to the actual subject I was on now. Okay, so this gun here, that was from that cheap generic toy car, which it actually is built to be tough. I never noticed that, but that gun actually fell out from that cheap pickup thing. And actually the plastic is really, I can just bend it, and it's actually really poor in quality. It's actually, although I bend it like that, I've actually bent it like so.
Honestly, that's what Groundhog Day is. There's all sorts of like time loop zones that seems to go around here. Therefore, I suppose I. Okay, there's nothing else. Maybe I need to zoom in towards here. Oh, I didn't know there's a store called Tip Top Cafe and copy and paste. How weird is that? And yes, this gun here, I've tried the break, nah, it didn't, it obviously didn't survive, it did actually survive so well, apart from this piece of plastic, which looks like that. Doesn't look like it's gonna break like this. Yeah, if I heard the word dink, I'd probably say the word dick more to you than this stupid, obviously, yeah, you know what? Obviously, yeah, you know what? You are very much a dick, as always. Yes, this raccoon is a dumbass. And yes, again, like as always, when it comes to these Otis Beer Streams videos like this, I'm basically wasting my time here because obviously, in the end, if I straightforward come back and do another one of these videos like this, that will be genuinely horrible. And obviously, the best part is since it's actually coming close to Christmas, that's much nicer. What's even more interesting is that Otis Beer is not doing any streams on a Sunday, which is actually kind of interesting. I initially thought he was going to be doing one on a Sunday, like this one here, the Groundhog Day stream that was on about. But no, but it actually turns out... Nope. Stop, Otis! No, there he goes! Oh, there he goes. Oh, okay, so you have to put the orbs on the boards back. Yeah! And I actually did turn down the volume just in case if Otis Beer was going to rape my ears. Yeah. That's better. Yes, you did it. And the best part is, you didn't even say, there you go. Well, there we go. That's much better for that part. Funky. Yeah, say the word funky and not the F word, right? Not the F-U-C-K word. That's better, isn't it? I'm actually sort of thinking, I don't know how long that other video, the Brock the Investigator video, obviously I haven't uploaded yet, the second part. I'm only going to be keeping all of the first part footages, because obviously I need that as a reference. Maybe I needed to do previously and that sort of, because I want to try and basically save it as part of my Otis Beer's rant type videos. And I think I'm actually sort of thinking maybe just stop. There you go, Otis. Please. Who knows? I'm just sort of thinking maybe they're all inside a bed. That was too simple. Wait. Something that is... Okay, why is he problem solving here? It almost feels like I'm a deadpan. Yeah. I don't think so. Ha ha! You have been conned! Mwah! I don't think you got it right, did you? I don't know. Please don't say it. Okay, at least you didn't say there you go or there we go. You know, obviously I'm very conscious, obviously. I think when he's that silent or being out of context, maybe... Okay, so let me just straightforward speak about the term being out of context. In which... Let me just say something about being out of context. I don't think it's gonna work. Oh well. Why is there so many levels like this? Is this part of solving the entire game itself? Infinite beams of doom and hell! Let's melt Otis Beer's, complete body so that, hey, he doesn't exist anymore. Well, at least he didn't say, like, there you go, there we go. Ha! That's much better, isn't it? Much better! Ha ha! I don't know if that's all of it, but yeah. Oh, you just swore. You know the best part about me, straightforward, having to make these types of videos is that I don't have to... No, Otis Beer, do not even think about swearing. And yes, I was acting like a deadpan. Maybe I need a bit more dry wit to keep myself going. Oh no. Well, I'm just sounding like I'm just some sort of guy who thinks, yes, I hate him because of all the things he has said to me. It's like, there you go, there we go. And even banning out of context. And that's the problem as well, too. I also want to, like, chat with other people. And, I just want to chat nicely. But it's just that what's making me very antisocial is definitely the, Please, Otis Beard, do not think about saying, there you go, or there we go, right in front of my face. Right, honestly, that's the problem and that's the trap. I think next week shall be better. Oh my gosh! Do you have to say there you go, there we go so many times again? Better! You do not say there you go, there we go right in front of my face. Anyways, sorry, I just straightforward ranted about this. Yes, that's the part. Okay, so yeah, I just got overly stimulated like this. So that's the problem. I heard that. I just heard there you go, there we go. Stop it! Beer! No more there it goes! Honestly, I don't think it's that funny. Who knows? Am I just voice acting? Am I just voice acting here, or am I just causing a ruckus? Who knows? That's just me upsetting the neighbors. Yes, that's the problem, Otis Beer. Okay, after you say there you go, you've made me lose my mind. Right? You did. You just made me lose my freaking mind because of you saying there you go, there we go. How is this very much inevitable? You just saying there you go, there we go, is the problem. It's the root of the problem. And that's very much troublesome, right? Because I have to go through all of this stress. Okay? From all kinds of people that have straightforward decided to, let's ruin Ivan's happiness. Or should I just say, ruin Ivan's happiness just because he doesn't understand things. And that's all, right? Right, I'm just going to straightforward drink some water before I have a nasty sore throat. Man. At the moment here, yes, I'm still currently making this video. That's the only exception behind this. But after, let's just say November the 26th, I'm not going to be making lots of videos at all. I'm not sure, maybe unless if it's like Brock the Investigator or something. But if it has Christmas GIFs, then I'm not welcome. That's better. Right? I don't want Otis Beard to say there you go, or there we go. Please. That's how I motivate myself. Oh man. Yes. I just said that. Oh, what is going on? Who knows? I don't know how embarrassing these long type of videos like this. Otis Beer! You saying there we go, has been causing a complete disruption, you stubborn jackass! Right? And you've been straight for making me lose my voice! In fact, I'm gonna punch in your freaking face! Yeah! Take that, douchebag! Stubborn jackass! Yeah! That's much better! Do you like that? Do you like that, Otis? Yeah! You know what? Get wrecked, douchebag! That's much better. After getting straightforward abused by a person for like 2 months ago, maybe that's the part. Maybe that's a relief. Maybe that's how I straightforward take out my anger. Right? After saying there you go, or there we go. Right? Okay? Like, you always seem to do just that. You know, all I learn is we don't even learn, okay? The only thing we haven't learned is straightforward to destroy Otis Beer. You know, I'd rather see Otis Beer marrying a Vietnamese or a Thai or a, let's just say, Cambodian woman or a Filipino girl or an Indonesian lady or a Singaporean. Stop saying there you go! Otis Beer! Aha! Woo! 3 hours! Yeah! Yeah! 1 more hour! 1 more hour! 1 more hour! 1 more hour! Woo! No more streams after this one, you stupid goddamn dumbass raccoon! Yes! No more streams after next week! Which will be fantastic, because we don't have to deal with this stupid, stubborn, donkey-ass raccoon. Much better, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Honestly, I'll just keep on calling that, just because he is very persistent, you know. I actually feel like that, hey, guess what? Actually, 1 more hour is so much better. And actually, yes. The best part is that when Otis Beard denotes about the fact that, hey, if he says 1 more hour, I don't know if that's the truth, but hey, that's excellent, because actually, let's take a look at the time here. Okay, I've actually rescinded I've actually rescinded my my expectations behind it, but yeah, he didn't actually swear. He was going to, but I don't think he was. Luckily enough, he's actually going to be ending, he's actually going to give it another hour or so, which would be fantastic, because, hey, the gameplay is much more sooner than what I thought later on. Excellent day! Because, hey, around 11 p.m., guess what? Hey, the whole video is going to be straightforward assembled. Otis Beers! Out of context, adventures, assemble. Destroy the douchebag after I'm done from next week. maybe until at least 14th of October, which will be on the Wednesday, but I'm not sure if he's going to be doing that. I'm pretty sure he might be able to do a live stream on that, but ah! Bear! Stop it! No more there he goes or there we goes, please! Oh my god! You stubborn jackass! Why do you have to say there you go on my flippin' face? Yes, that's right. You know, you said it again, Otis Beer. You didn't even listen to me. Why do you have to say there you go or there we go? Please tell me, stop acting like a stubborn jackass and just tell me the real reason why. Is it because you're just a problem-solving dickhead? I don't even give a damn shite reason about why you have to say it to me. Okay? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, yes, so far, throughout the rest of the stream, there hasn't been any out-of-context issues, but now there has. Absolutely mortified, Otis. You should know better than this. Yeah, like the other guy. That's much better, isn't it? Honestly, who knows? I think I might have had an angry accident. But yes, let me keep on speaking here before things start to go wrong. Beyond that, so right, sorry about this, but yes, around. Of course, I will straightforward have to conclude. I mean, yeah, throughout December of 2025, that will be an amazing hiatus, right? And actually, yes, there is also one other thing I might also do around that time. Sorry, I didn't mean to actually scream and shout throughout the rest of this whole stream here. It would have upsetted the other neighbors around here because obviously they know what's going on here. And actually, yes, if I keep on refreshing, Ashens hasn't actually done any streaming at all, so that stream has been cancelled. But he will be back on Sunday. Yay! Oh, you just swore. Okay, at least I don't know how many gigabytes. Strange enough, by the time when Otis Biaki streams, and then when he swears, I'm actually going to, how would I say it, jump cut if he straightforward starts to swear. And at that time being, hey, I need to count how many gigabytes are there on my SD card, because I know that my SD card is large, but I'm also very conscious of how much memory and how much storage do I really have at the moment here. It seems like that all the storage that I seem to have right over at my tablet doesn't always seem to bode very well. I mean, that's just how it is. I can't really remember. Right, I really don't know. Again, it's another problem-solving map on what that is. Hang on, is this much longer than the actual game itself? Let me just see. I don't know if it is. So it was like that. Oh, okay, so it was like that, and it was that. Is that a statue? I don't know if there's a valve like this, hey? Okay, I'm just straightforward acting like a die-hearted, um, dry. I feel like I'm lacking dry wit. You know. I feel like I'm lacking that. My witty banner is dead because this stupid dumbass raccoon has ruined everything. Yellow to yellow, looking all mellow, without even a sorrow because of this douchebag. Because of this moron. Yes, that was him. That is, of course, him. This moronic raccoon-ass douchebag. Okay, honestly, yes. Yeah, I actually did say that I'm actually going to change the look of my YouTube channel. So, I'm actually done with this YouTube channel banner. So, maybe during around Christmas of 2025, I'm actually going to change the looks of my YouTube channel because I think it needs a bit of re-improvement from the time being. Hey, guess what? I may not need to straightforward keep this and that as well. Noticing I think it's going to look different. I'm sort of thinking I might do in a train theme. That would be excellent somehow because, hey, next year will be all done in a theme of trains. If I'm hoping to do so. Yay. Like, please, OSB, do not say there you go. Please. I'm hearing things. You think? You don't know what you're doing because you're just a stupid dumbass raccoon. Idiot. Yeah, all this problem solving is actually giving me the creeps. So yes, I'm actually gonna straightforward, yes, as I said previously in another video that I actually said, without acting like a deadpan, without losing all my dry wit, yes. So what was I saying? So basically what I'm gonna do is that from the time being, I'm actually going to exit, well, not entirely, I will still have to upload as much videos as I can. I will still be able to make new videos at least, but only to a small scale. Most likely that I'll be uploading just let's just say most likely the gardening videos, but also like toy reviews and also the dark side knockoff toy reviews where I just smash things. So I'm just gonna carry on doing all of this normal usual stuff. But I think most likely I'm actually going to be a bit more sedentary and a bit more chilled and relaxed. I wouldn't say the word lazy because lazy is a bit derogatory. I mean, I'm not necessarily that lazy. I mean, I'm just straightforward saying that I need to give myself a complete break from YouTube because I need some time to do something else. A little bit like when I actually spend my holiday trip to Malaysia, you know. On my trips to Malaysia, I don't make videos that much because in certain areas, when I go back to Malaysia, I don't upload videos at all because there's like a certain usage of memory or like a certain amount of, you know, memory that I need to straightforward be very conscious of because if I'm uploading videos, then I'm wasting so much of it because I don't have that much memory to like upload videos because, well, if I keep on uploading videos, well, my internet connection is going to get relatively slow in that part of the world, you know? That's what it is. Oh, you just swore. Okay, OSB, do not say there you go right in front of my freaking face. Okay, at least I'm not sure if I heard any swear words. I don't know if he swore. I think that's what Groundhog Day is actually all about, somehow. Oh, you just swore. I mean, despite the amount of, I think the good thing is that from the time being, I'm actually still going to be making more delayed videos, at least. Lowering the mug? How about you just gonna straight for break your backside and break your spine, dumbass? Okay, why do you have to swear so many times, OSB? Now, I know I can upload so many, like, let's just say a giant compilation of just, like a compilation of swear words. I don't even give a damn of why does he have to, like, even swear. On a workplace, you shouldn't even be able to present all of this content because obviously 30 to 40% of the time, if you keep on swearing like that, now, let's just say if you're a regular swearer, 24/7, well, guess what? You're going to be exiled in this world anymore now because in that case, on a private, let's just say on a personal lifestyle, you will be able to swear, but if you're working, you shouldn't because. You lose, dirtbag! And yes, as I'm straightforward saying anything that's rude or something that's horrible towards this guy here. Build that frustration up, you stupid dumbass! You haven't done anything right at all. You stupid, unintellectual you complete unintelligent jackass, you jerk. Hey, I'm laughing at you. You don't have to laugh about yourself, moron. Honestly, I'm just, what is wrong with me? Like, literally, am I just being a psychopathic jerk? Like, I don't say anything that's racist or anything about other people's religions. I'm just straightforward calling him various stupid names just to, like, harass this guy in personal. Just genuine harassment and that sort of stuff. Although, I feel like I've been, as I said before, I was referring to other countries like the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and that sort of stuff like that. Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Southeast Asian nations. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just referring to various countries that I don't give a damn about. I love them countries. You never solve anything! You stupid, unintellectual freak! You are a complete, idiotic, clumsy-ass moron. Yeah, of course, yes, as I said before, the warnings, I do seem to put them on editor mode, but then sometimes I don't because I need to make room for other videos like this. But I think from the time being, from 2025, let's just say December 2025, I'm not going to be doing anything at all like that. Oh, you just swore. And yeah, mission failure. Yeah. Yeah! Reject that puzzle! Reject that abominable thing! Yeah! Yeah! I will gladly reject the premise of this! Okay, you swore again. Okay, one thing I didn't even realize is that Otis B has actually decided to actually swear repetitively wise. I don't know why does he have to do that all the time being, and actually we've extrapolated to about 2 hours and 21 minutes during the course of this recording here, which is just completely and utterly ugly and absurd. I don't know if there's a very simple solution to that. You know, who knows, I could straightforward get access to NordVPN and say, hey, I don't need to straightforward get banned on that site, you know. Right. Who else wants to straightforward be around with this mini game? It's kind of weird. Who knows? Maybe if I just have a look at the video. Was it this one? I didn't even know about this. I don't know which puzzle it was. Yeah, I think 3 hours should be right from the time being here, because that's much better. Because honestly, I don't think, I don't think there's anything to... Wait, hang on a second. Is that... hang on. So there's a huge variety of other puzzles. Okay, so... Actually, hang on. I see what's going on here in that video. He has totally failed to make it the correct way. Right, let me just see it. That's actually much better. This will actually teach him a lesson. This will actually teach him a lesson for being a complete idiotic douchebag. He forgot to just do just that. Hey. You are just be a complete loser. You're a big flying loser. You lost! You jackass loser! You couldn't even solve one problem at all. And all you did was just... That's better, isn't it? Oh, you just swore. And yeah, I'm actually so glad that after that swearing complexity, in fact, there's been a complete onslaught of swearing throughout the whole, I think the rest of this whole, you know, I wouldn't call this like a little green light event here. That was like very cliche. Looking at this plot twist, I don't actually even know. And why does Otis B have to like restart the whole scene? Basically, as it's just a virtual reality game, yeah, I wish Otis B could just piss off and just straightforward move away into something else. Badass is actually right, to be honest. Honestly, I can say the word ass. I mean, would I get demonetized if I ever said the word ass? I'm pretty sure that most, if not all, of the videos that Otis B makes. And if I look at Otis B streams, yes, I know that is extremely unrelated to what I really think what Melamario 720 has done on his YouTube channel. Like, he's not that big. Okay, so, yes, there's the Brock the Investigator Part 4 video, and I'm actually going to write something that's completely and utterly horrible. Okay. Right, I'm going to straightforward write something here. Delete this bloody douchebag raccoon stream. Okay, obviously, I'm just going to get rid of this. Okay, right. Right, I'm just going to straightforward zoom in and just not think about what I've just did. You know, I never get too old on just doing this. I mean, I am going to straightforward get away from doing it because it's pretty much, you know, the fact that this whole antisocial behavior thing has just gone absolutely too far. Actually, you know what? This guy here is basically me. The red-headed dude, and then the guy who's not straightforward visible is, of course, Otis Beer. You know, I could illustrate this guy so well. In fact, That really meant to me so well. Why does he have to restart the whole scene? I don't even give a damn why. Ha! Off-screen sort of thing is much better! Dickhead! Yay! Off-stream is better because obviously we don't want a straightforward look at Otis Beer. That stupid, scrawny ass, dick-headed raccoon is very much it. Oh well. At least I'm not going to straightforward mention if there's any swear words that will be straightforward implemented in this whole video because it goes against the YouTube community guidelines. Honestly, but yeah, I'd try for it. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people are like that. You know, that's very much the snoot proof type thing. You know, that's just what it is. Oh, and most importantly, as I would probably say about no, Spirit, don't be out of context. I think live streaming would have actually been exceptionally common during the pandemic. I'm pretty much, straightforward. I'm just saying it as it is because, during the pandemic, none of this BS would have happened. None of this normality would have been great. At least I didn't hear anything that's all to do with swear words. And that seems very odd. Oh, you just swore. And actually, yes, apart from, obviously, it's kind of weird that after one swearing, one instance of a swear word comes after another. But yeah, that's just what it is. I'm just straightforward saying, that's what it is. I'm just straightforward, being who I really am. Leave the game! Leave the mini game, douchebag! You don't have to straightforward do it. Creativity is better like that. I can do much better graffiti art like that, Something that really represents a place that is so genuinely better. Graffiti that is, much more cleaner. I can do cleaner bits of graffiti, sensible bits of graffiti. Not like scrawny ass graffiti like you do. Honestly, all that tagging and graffiti will be like something highly illegal, but will also have to be like, I don't know, I'm not saying it's illegal, but it's like, you just have to be very careful and just be very mindful about other people and that sort of stuff like that. I'm just straightforward saying as it is. Go ahead and suck at this one, Otis Beer. You suck at art! I am the best at art! You are a complete idiotic moron who is absolutely clumsy, and in this case, hey, guess what? He is a complete numbskull who doesn't know about art. In fact, your art sucks. You know what? I'm gonna just scroll down and just see all of your stuff that you made in Infinity. Do it in January 2026. I'm not actually going to be straightforward thinking about that. Hey, look. All of your drawings are so cringe. Look, Otis Beer draws. Look at this. It's Barakuma and that's Otis Beer. Look, that's Otis Beer as a human being. That's the sort of person I really want to see. Not that stupid, dumbass, motherfucking raccoon head! Dickhead. Yeah, right. Yeah. Shifting the tables. Yes, I didn't really hear any swear words. Of course, yes. Okay, let me just see which art. Obviously, he has got a massive. I don't know why he doesn't seem to go on DeviantArt and that sort of stuff like that too. So he does art like this. Okay, so which one is more cringe? Like, let's just say this. Okay, let's see which ones are very cringy. I don't know why I straightforward going up towards Otis Beers Draws profile and stuff. Okay, that there is pretty awesome because that there is cringe. That there is also cringe. That there looks... Okay, I'm actually not going to sound absolutely rude or anything. It's just that I want to straightforward sound like I'm actually being truthful. Okay, that is a lot of like various things there. Okay, let me just be very truthful. Okay, that there's okay. Okay, so that there's okay. I'm just gonna try and detect every single art piece. Alright, say. Okay, that there's alright. Okay, that looks pretty interesting. Okay, that looks... Nah, it's alright. Pretty obscure, pretty decent, but it's not the best. That there's... That's pretty funky, but it's not doing the gist. That there looks interesting. Looney Combats, that looks alright. That looks pretty good. This one also looks pretty good. That there looks... Yeah, look at that pussy. He's got like a Hoover, a vacuum cleaner Hoover. Okay, I'd take that as a yes. Okay, that looks pretty much okay. Oh, I like this. Toll the Bulbarian. I like this. A nice cow picture you did there. Right. Okay, I'm just for like seeing what we have. Okay, Ratchet and Clank. These are pretty clean drawings actually. They're not that perfect, but they're just straight for clean. Rayman. Pretty exaggerated. Gex the Gecko, nice designs here. That there's also very, very good. Yes, there's Mondo Gecko Dude. That's also very, very good. Pretty clear. A bit too bendy. Is a bit too rubber hosey, I think. But I think I can straightforward say how that's okay. Ugh, nauseating. That one there is also nauseating. Kitty Crisps. Ugh, it's very cringy. Right. Okay, so... That there looks pretty basic, looks pretty decent. That there is... What is that? Funny Rage Dog. What is that piece of art? Looks like something of Aardman Animations would do such a thing like that. Pretty awe-inspiring. Pretty basic, actually. Oh, you just swore. And actually, yes. Is it like nearly 3 hours? Pretty much so. But I'm not sure if it's going to end that way, in a sense, Rocco Poses. Okay, that one... Pretty nice. Okay, very nostalgic. That there's also very nostalgic, because I actually watched a bit of Rocco. Why, Otis Beer, do you have to make the raccoon poses? Yes. You know what? Go ahead and hump on a freaking... Yes. Do that in public and then everyone will slap at your face. That's better, isn't it? Yes. That is also you as well. Eat junk food, you dip crap. Go ahead and become fat. And even in this case, lose weight, douchebag. Even in this case, hey, you know what? That is much better. It's like something out of a stupid sitcom or something like that. You know, just eat candy and just die. Get diabetes, you freak. Excellent. That is much better when you feel sick. You look like a complete moron who's caught the coronavirus. And that there. Of course, you've got a raccoon that eats cake. Yes, eat that cake and die. Because you're going to get diabetes. Yes. Nice picture. Excellent. That there is also good. I love all the regular show pictures. Excellent. That Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Excellent pictures. Pretty good so far. Right. A Kung Fu Panda picture. That's pretty decent. That looks nice. Oh, yes. Right. Let me just see. Okay. I suppose that's pretty basic. Nice animation, I think. Very nice and inspirational, actually. A spaghetti dog. Otis Beer when he... Look, this is the kind of person I would actually expect. Otis Beer being a stupid dumbass. Look at that. This is how he dressed up during... This is how he dressed up during Halloween time. Much better like that. Is that from, like, Nightmare Before Christmas? Or is it Hotel Transylvania? I think that's Hotel Transylvania. Cat looks good. That there looks good. Over there is... okay, that rabbit... I do love the... Okay, actually, going by the looks of this art piece that he has done, it looks a bit too abstract, but nevertheless, it kind of reminds me of how, you know, Blue Sky would have done their Ice Age characters like that, I guess. That there is actually a great drawing of the CDI Zelda characters. Nice interpretations, actually. More of this, nice. I would actually say that this mouse here, or it's actually a rat, sorry, it looks a bit too Minecraft-ish. But I would actually say this picture here looks a-okay-ish. I would say alright, to be honest, somehow. It looks good, and there's a skeleton here. Nice picture of a skeleton. Nice pictures, actually. I like that. That's actually pretty expressive. Some of these Christmas drawings, that there's alright. Not really keen into that show. Sam and Max. That's better, isn't it, eh? That's actually much nicer somehow, actually, I suppose, eh? Yes, I'd probably say this is also good. Pretty simplistic drawing. Yeah, it looks like a child's drawing, but then, hey, it's like it's been... Raccoon's year-end. It's like he's... Look at that. In your face. Look at that. Yeah, that's actually I was supposed to say. And what is that? Yeah, that's much better. So, Tinkerman, bit too basic. That one there, Yes Man and Muggy. What's that? It's kind of a very weird. That's actually quite a nice interpretation of drawing like this. Oh, Barakuma! It's Barakuma and Otis Beer as humanoids, puppet thingies. They're kind of interesting. Why the hell doesn't Barakuma show her face? Looks a bit too okay. Why does he have like 4 fingers? Peace and love, peace and love. Pretty interesting art style of Ringo Starr. That looks kind of looks like Mr. Blobby. Nice drawings there. Pretty simplistic actually. Oh, I like this. This one is amazing. That there is the king. The king wants cheeseburgers and the king crisis. Pretty awesome art. Is that guy from The Simpsons? I don't know. Is that like Sideshow Bob? Who knows about Sideshow Bob? What's that? Oh, Listen and Break. Amazing. That one is like Parappa. It looks a little bit too Animal Crossing-ish. Yeah, most of these drawings, they're kind of, let's just say, mid. Oh, there's the raccoon. There he is. The stupid, dumbass raccoon. Look. I'll never see him in this expression. This is how he feels after I keep on harassing him so much. Yes. And he's off again. But I'm just basically detecting every single artwork that OSB has been straight for drawing. Oh, there's some nice references here. So I don't have to sound too antisocial about that. Oh, nice bit of artwork like this. Disrespectful little weasel. You know who's even more disrespectful? The raccoon. Weird 3D art, I think. There's nice sketch, but obviously I love how fat he looks. He looks like a fat, obese, morbidly obese coon. Okay, what is this? It was just bugged. Oh, you just swore. How dare you swear at us, beer? Okay, actually, these look alright. I mean, it looks a little bit too bodacious. I mean, I wouldn't say it's that bodacious. It looks a little bit too horny, going by the looks of it. But it's meant to be a furry, rabbit hair character thing. It's not too cringe, obviously. What's that? Is that male and that one there's female? No, it looks kind of interesting. And that there is... What the hell is that? Okay, that's another drawing. Looks kind of nice. I like the shadow composition. It actually kind of reminds me of the Amazing Digital Circus. You know, that's a thing that's been around here. Actually, here's another question here. What if Otis Beer Streams was actually going to be part of the whole Elsa Gate phenomenon? You know, that would be very hilarious if that really landed there. Okay, this one there, sharing a shake. Okay, that one there looks kind of interesting. Oh, I didn't show you properly. Okay, it's simplistic, but at least it's not too bad, obviously. More like the Pingu reference. I like, that one there is like, is that like, what the hell? It's like Kentucky Fried Chicken, Yoda. What the hell is this? I don't know what that clown is. Again, I love how the artwork looks kind of interesting. It's a nice composition of various artworks like this. Open for art stuff. Interesting. And what is that? Last 4 art fights. Okay, looking at this, we've got a raccoon that is not Otis Beer, which looks like this. Obviously, I don't want to straightforward hear any swear words, which have been highly exposed. I've still got more delayed uploads that need to be uploaded, and I still also need to clear out as much memory as I can. So much so that, hey, I feel like I'm just basically wasting my time just doing other stuff. So, there's another weasel. What's that? That looks like Marge Simpson when I see this. Hey, look, there's too much cheese. One day, while I was checking in my restaurant supplies I made with a shack, I ordered too much cheese. How could I be so foolish? Only 1,000 boxes instead of 100. Not even a milk duck or shake with verbal stuff could cheer me up. I had to make use of the supply somehow, so in my secret lab, I mixed, molded, and modified the cheese over and over until I invented. Why do I sound like Krusty the Clown? I don't know why I'm bringing up too much Simpson references. Obviously, I don't watch it, just because of, certain bad things that happened, obviously. Or I don't always seem to. In fact, I never ever watch after, certain stuff has gone too far for me. Yes. The new cheese block deluxe with extra cheddar. Only at McDuckles. Weird, isn't it? Roland McDuckle says, "What do you mean there's too much cheese?" Why is he cooking? I don't even give a damn of why the hell is he cooking. Sort of thinking that this stream is going to end extremely much sooner than later. That'll be amazing. That's... No more There You Goes, Otis Beer! Oh, you just swore. No more There You Goes for me, please, Otis. And I think that's been one of the bigger problems so far in all of these types of videos. Hopefully, it should strive to conclude and actually go up towards the 3-hour mark, which will be totally and utterly awesome, because this is something I really want to straight with. Oh, yeah, slapping the damn face. Oh, man. I just don't know what to really say. It just gets, edgier and edgier by the moment I could really say stuff. I think, to really summarize things up, well, I'm not going to straight away end the video here. Actually, there is one more thing I actually want to show you here. Otis Beer's face. What I said about doxing? I just straightforward feel like one of the stupidest things I've ever done to him. So, no more! Why? Do you have to say There You Go in front of my face? Why do you have to do that, Otis Beer? You stupid, dumbass, stubborn-ass raccoon. Yeah, track yourself into your condescending behavior. Honestly, your persistence has been completely, has been the main reason why you've been straight for delaying my uploads, okay? That's the main problem behind you. No more! Beer! Beer! No more There You Goes! For me, please! Stop! Stop saying or posting about There You Goes! Or There You Goes! Or There We Goes! Right? you want me to say it again? Oh, gosh! Man. And, you know what? Yeah! That's better. You know what, actually, let me just take a look. You know, as I was saying, you know when Otis B was dressed up as, or should I say Melamara 720 was dressed up as, he was dressed up as Beetlejuice. You know what he actually reminds me of? He actually kind of looks like... You know what he actually looks like? He actually looks like the person who's actually part of a brand called Simply Red. Do you see the similarities between this guy? Let me just see. Do you see the similarity between Mick Hucknall, Michael James Hucknall, which is this guy here? Do you see a similarity between these two? You know, the person who sings Red by, you know, actually, it's Simply Red Stars. You know, the person who sings the song Stars by Simply Red. You know, that's what I really have heard about this guy here. Yeah, how about if I break your balls, you dickhead? You bit CH? Yeah, I was gonna swear, but I don't want to, because it might not only upset other people, but also it's gonna overwhelm the demonetization bot and the algorithms. You know, the menu review process really is hypersensitive, and actually my battery lifespan is actually straightforward. It's depleting real fast. Crikey, so even though I feel like, hey, I think you need to restart the whole game. You need to restart the whole game. Everything had to go so wrong. Yes, this stupid douchebag loony ass raccoon. Oh, you just swore. Oh, you just swore. And actually, yes, yeah, there is actually one thing I didn't even realize. It seems like that Otis B hasn't done it. That's much better. It's finished, everybody! It's finished, everybody! Well, it seems like Otis Beer has decided to straightforward finish off playing VR. Oh yeah, this is much better. The Groundhog Day, like father, like son type of thing. There was one other subject. I think in the process of this live stream, there was another game or another live stream subject I was actually going to select. Now, I know this was meant to be straightforward, be hosted on a Sunday, but now it seems like it's actually going to be hosted on a Wednesday, which is, of course, today, which is the 19th, and now it's actually sort of extrapolating towards, yeah. I don't know, it's like, why do you have to straightforward stream this game? Maybe you should do it during Christmas, and that sort of stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say during Christmas, but let's just say after the Christmas holidays. That'd be better. I'm not actually going to be straightforward looking at towards it. I mean, that's what I'm expecting it, but yeah, that's... Yay! Hooray! And I will fall for the stars, straight into your arms, and I feel you. I hope you're not coming. Yes, finally, the stream is now over and out. Yes, it feels like that this Groundhog Day, like father, like son, live stream has now completely and utterly ended. And that is fantastic, perfect, great, fantastic, and wonderful because, look, and he went towards 3 hours, but it's actually 2 hours and 53 minutes! Well, I'm actually going to straightforward end this video here. If you really enjoyed it, I certainly didn't. Please give this video a very good like or not. Subscribe for more fun videos in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching, And you're going to say next, don't you? Bye for now. I'm done.